You might even be able to see it just now. Hello.
Wow.
We're on. Surprise. Surprise, surprise. Ricky has not joined me for a reading for I don't know how long. It's been a
For
minute.
a
Hey.
minute.
Yeah. And we thought we'd get on this morning and just like I don't know, have a bit of a chat about sort of what's been going on with us and do a bit of a reading. Anyone who comes online who wants a reading, we thought we'd do readings for people. But essentially, it is just like going where we are working towards having more interaction, like you joining us a little more often these days. If I can wrangle you when you're not working.
We're going to attempt to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Attempt to do that.
Oh, are you getting stuff running? And bringing readings forward is, Ricky has been missing for a few months, and we've been going through it. As even though we talk about being a union, it's not always easy, and we're still working through our process on any given day. And what I'm seeing in what's happening with the work that I do on the daily and talking to twin flames and talking to people about higher consciousness is that there are more men coming forward. I'm talking to more men. I'm seeing more divine masculine in the work that I'm doing in the day to day, and that's kind of reflecting for us too. Is we're doing better. Hey, most days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we haven't knocked each other's block off today, so that's pretty good stuff. Yeah. So anyway, I want to be wrangling when I can and get his spells of wisdom about what's going on in for divine masculine. But so if you're joining us, then we'll do a little bit of an energy update. But if you want a reading or you've got any questions that we can chat with you about, just let us know. Righto, let's have a look. What have we got going on energy wise? Look. We have just moved into a really important. We've just been through a full moon, and that energy was really intense. It made people very focused and wanting to, figure things out in a very earthy way. Like they wanted to get their minds clear. Also, we've just had Saturn move into Pisces. Now that's a major transit. Saturn going into Pisces it's like the headmaster meeting the dreamy art student. They just work on completely different planes. Saturn and Pisces are not natural bedmates. They don't always agree. They don't always get along. So when that energy is out, what you find is in an energy between reality and fantasy, and at times that energy can feel like it's clashing. So that major transit has just occurred, and so we're sitting in that Saturn Pisces energy now. So let's do a bit of an energy update and see what we've got going on with that transit and the full moon energy too, which is very, very grounding. So I'll draw some cards for divine feminine. You want to draw some for the masculine?
For those fellas.
For those fellas?
Those fellas.
Sometimes they're feminine. Sometimes they're female energies who are aligning with the masculine energy. Oh, we can't actually see the cards from this angle. Never mind, we'll pick them up. So we've got the Seven of Wands, we've got the Five of Pentacles, we've got the Empress in the soul position, we've got the Strength card, we've got the Two of Cups, and we've got the Page of Pentacles. So what we've got happening under the deck, we've got the Cups. So what we've got playing out here, look, we've got some interesting energies happening there. King of Cups, Ten of Swords, and Page of Wands. So look, this is a really kind of what I'm talking about, is feeling like you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out all the time, and going like you want to take action, but you're not quite sure what's happening in your world. So it can feel like you know, King of Cups energy is like it's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Now, to do that, divine feminine, it feels like you're letting yourself down on some level to go like, am I in? Am I out? Am I moving forward? Am I moving backwards? Is this, is this scenario real? Is it fantasy? All of these energies really do feel like you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and it can feel a little bit confusing. And at times it feels like you're putting knives in your own back, like you're sabotaging your own journey some way, somehow. But look, what's coming in over the top of that is Page of Wands energy. So Page of Wands is going to suggest that you've got going to have a bit of a divine come forward. So if you want to get one for too long, you'll move through this energy of feeling like you've got 10 swords in your back with some level of divine inspiration. This could be that you learn something new. It really could. It could be you throwing cards in. It could be honestly that you take up a course. You might learn how to meditate. You might learn how to anything that would feel like it has a creative spark behind it, something that's moving you forward in a creative way. So that's the energy that's going to get you out of feeling like you are, like you can't make a decision, like you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I would particularly relate this to love for sure. And we are doing like a twin flame energy update. So it can feel like you don't know if your connection is fantasy, if you don't know if it's something that's real or something that you've made up. But what's going to come along soon is going like you'll come into knowledge or come into process that's going to feel like you come into understanding as well. The next level of energy that we've got, sorry, you can't see the card, but we might want to have to sort of, look, we've got the next level of energy. We've got the Tower come through. We've got the Sun and we've got the Star. Look at that, all major arcana. So this is kind of what is playing out with an energy like Saturn going into Pisces. It can feel like that things are falling down or things are really struggling. Things are really not easy to understand. It's a breakdown to breakthrough energy. But what's going to come through? Towers feel like crap when you're going through them. Like it feels like everything's going wrong, that you're losing your way, that you're losing your focus, that things aren't moving in the direction that you want them to. But what happens under that energy is things break down to break through. So old patterns, old habits, old things that you just go, they're not serving me anymore. Could be people in your life that you need to get rid of. Could be a job that you hate, any of the above. These are things that need to fall down in order for something better to come through. Now, what comes through after the Tower is the Sun. So that is, like it's the happiest card in tarot. So allow what's for to go better on its way. Now, what we have after that is we've got the Star card. So the Sun and the Star, holy moly, it's the happiest card in tarot, and it's also a card about faith. So it's about having hope and having an idea that you're going to be in the spotlight for a reason. So life is going to be, it's like something will shine specifically. Whatever you're about to learn is going to put you in a position where you feel like you're moving forward, like you're in the spotlight, like you have things going on in your world that are going to start to be light at the end of the tunnel kind of energy. And this is good. Whatever breaks down is actually going to bring through, it's like kicking down a wall in order to let the sun come through. So when that happens, you're actually going to go, all right, my troubles are moving. The things that are getting out of my way are designed to bring happy things forward. Now, the universe has got you in a pretty defensive position, right? 7 of Wands comes through as the push from the universe. Now, that is whatever lesson that's coming against you at the moment, how are you resisting it? So, right, it's going, say you're that kid in the class and you've got this really beautiful, dreamy idea and you go, I just want to put graffiti all over the school wall. But instead of allowing that creative idea to move forward, the universe goes, I'm actually going to put some blocks in your way. I'm actually going to put you in a space where you have to go, what's the truth right now? And like, I'm going to stand in the doorway and go, is it really a good idea to go graffiti the school? Because there's probably going to be some negative consequences. So the universe is going to put some kind of defensive energy in your way that doesn't allow you to move forward in like a fantastical way. It's going to go, yes, you may have fantastical ideas, but what it wants to do is ground you and go, don't be stupid. Don't make these silly decisions. Let's think about these things before you go forth and just create problems for your life that aren't necessary. 5 of Pentacles at the moment, Divine Feminine, you might be closing the door on connections. You might feel like you need some alone time, or you could have got some big ideas, right? You want to push forward with your big ideas. You want to be in a space where you've got everything coming towards you and that you're being celebrated, you're being connected, that you're enjoying all the good things that life has to offer. But the universe is going, no, you're going to be locked out of your blessings. And it might even be that it sits you alone with those fantastical ideas and go, just keep dreaming at the moment, because you're not going to actually move into the blessing until this energy gets grounded. And it could be, like I said, that you need more knowledge, right? Because what we've got is this energy of going, well, I do feel really stuck. I feel like sometimes that people get in my way. They might backstab me. They might make me feel like you know, that I'm not doing well, I'm not doing good in life. But essentially, you know, like there's a new idea wanting to birth, a new creative idea, but the universe is going, not yet, just sit on it for the moment. What comes through in the soul space? 2023, it's a soul year. Imagine divine feminine having the empress in a soul space in a 7 year. That's a beautiful thing, right? Because divine feminine really wants to understand their connection with the divine. So empress, she is connected to the divine, she's connected to the earth, she's pregnant with beautiful new ideas. Could be for some that you are actually, you know, like looking to get pregnant and have children. It could be that you're feeling more nurturing, more mothering. All of those energies are really appropriate. And when it falls into the soul space, it is a really important energy for divine feminine, because it goes, you are truly sitting in the truth of who you are. Have you had to be in your masculine energy for too long and you just want to give it up, right? You just, and I can relate to this because, like, you know, in the way we connect, like, you know, I wanted to, you know, I keep saying, I don't want to be strong all the time. I don't want to be taken, I don't want to leave. I don't, like, I'm wanting to surrender that mass energy. Has been told that you have to move forward and you get a job and you lead, you have to be self-sufficient. There's a bunch of masculine energies that women have been asked to take on over the past, I don't know, couple of decades.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Feminism bore you. It's a lot. But now the feminine energy is rising to the point where we're going, we want to lay down that energy on some level. And look, even here it says, I don't want to be strong anymore. The strength card comes through in the challenge position. It's going, I don't necessarily want to be the one holding up the world all the time. It's like, I'm ready to lay down some of that burden and have new experiences, new learnings, and sit in my feminine energy. Because look, the push from the universe is 2 of Cups. Is like, we don't want to be in the fight anymore. We want. I look at this card sometimes as like feeling like you're putting on a pair of comfy slippers and just going, I just want to be comfortable for a minute and just move forward in this energy. In a particularly off this one, it's like going, because essentially, look, what I've got is you're out in the cold. But this 2 of Cups energy is about, like, spirit is going, even if you're spending time on your own at the moment, the energy itself is designed to make you feel better, to make you feel stronger, to make you feel more comfortable. So spirit's going, don't let this time alone feel like it's like a burden or a challenge to you. Let it know that what it's trying to do is get you into a place of more comfort. But how do you get into that place of more comfort? More knowledge. I swear you're going to learn something new. You could be wanting to undertake a course, or you want to dive into knowledge in some way, shape, or form. But you're at the baseline of learning something new. And when you learn these new things, you're going to lift feminine energy. It's so funny, but lately I've been, who would think, but I've been really into Andrew Tate, right? I've been watching everything that he puts forward about the messages. Not that I truly dig everything that he says, but if you and femininity, there's a lot to understand about why the role of twin flames is really, really important, because it's got so skewed. And his statistics, the things that he brings forward, are actually quite alarming, right? And it's what it's done in me, listening to him talk, is it's made my feminine energy want to rise. I'm like going, I do want to feel stronger in my feminine energy, and I do on some level want to lay down all the burden of all the masculine energy that I've had to carry for I don't know how long. And we do, as twin flames, we need to balance that energy out and go, they need to sit in equal measure in both of us. But essentially there's a masculine role to play and there's a feminine role to play. And in standing up in the truth of our energies, divine feminine, you've got the empress in the soul space. This feminine energy wants to rise and be strong. And whatever it is that you need to learn when you're moving through, there's lessons to learn. And shock horror, Andrew Tate is teaching, unpacking the global message, and it's actually helping me understand my femininity better. I know that sounds like it's whacked, but it is what it is. It's a definite, right? And I'll come to Ricky and go, oh my God, I just listened to Andrew Tate. This is now what I now know. It's like what?
Who's that?
Who's that? He's not your comfort, hey, but like it's teaching me big things about how the you know, how the world is moving with regards to masculinity and femininity. And to have that Empress in the soul space says Divine Feminine really wants to understand this truth. Right. Should we get some cards for Divine Masculine?
Yeah.
See what's going on there. What do you got? Seven of Pentacles. Gee, look at this. Right? We've both got, like, in the feminine energy and in the masculine energy, we've got sevens. I know they're different. It's got, the universe has got you Divine Feminine in a decisions at the moment. But what it's got at the, also, it's got Divine Masculine is in like a pre-harvest energy. So it's saying to Divine Masculine that as of yet, you don't really understand what your blessing is. You might have drawn one pentacle, but there's still 6 more to go. So even though things are doing great on this one level, there's still work to do. And I get the feeling that Spirit's going to put you through there's some giving energy from the universe in as much as that they're going to give you lessons that are designed to help you move and grow. So that's exciting to look forward to. Like having to go through another round of ascension lessons. That's how I'm picking it up. There's another round of ascension lessons. It's like if there's 7 lessons in what's playing out here, at the moment you've only harvested 1. So there's still plenty of growth happening under this current energy. Picking up these energies now would suggest to me that they're going to come into a lot more awareness. So this is a conversation we were just having. Divine Feminine has been on this journey for a little while, right? And at the moment we're going, you know, like I could talk underwater about twin flame doctrine, you know, like it's just like another language to me. I just speak it, it rolls off my tongue, I understand it. It's something that is
underwater fucking period.
About anything. I'm a bit of a chatterbox, but particularly on this doctrine, you know, like ask a question of the 2 of us, right? Yeah. And who's speaking? Me. Yeah, generally speaking, I'm the one who'll answer questions. But what it's kind of saying here is there's going to be a you know, like a uprising of knowledge, I would think, for Divine Masculine, how this is coming through, is that the lessons that the universe is willing to give them right now, energy back, you know, in going, well, I'll take a back seat and put my energy back in a little bit, because you're going to step forward a little bit. Your energy is going to come more to the fore because you've got more lessons and more understanding moving forward. So I'm going to suggest that this energy will be this ideal of going Divine Feminine. You know what you know, right? You know what you know, and on some level you could be feeling like you're locked out of your blessings, but it's because Divine Masculine is coming into more awareness. So I feel like a suppression of the feminine right back into feminine energy, and a rising of Divine Masculine into their awareness. Now look over here, we've got an interesting energy in the soul space. We've got the 7 of Cups, another 7. It is a soul year, and Divine Masculine is really coming into figuring out what it is that they want. You know, what is it that you want? What is it that you with this card? Like, it's like in the cups, there's all sorts of different things in there. Like some of them have got, there's one with a snake in it, one's got jewels in it, one's, you know, the options are not always positive. So what Divine Masculine's got in his soul space is an energy of going, sort it out, right here. The divine is bringing lessons upon you to sort out what you want. What do you want? What do you want? You know, decide what it is, because some of these cups, they're not all of them are good for you. And you've been sifting through going, you know, like, oh, I want to try this one, I want to try this one, I want to try this one. And what Spirit is asking you to do is come up with a purpose and a plan forward. So it's on your divine journey. It's going, the lessons that I'm putting upon you now are designed to filter out all these choices that exist within your soul space. And when you truly know what you want, then you've got to go after it. Now, what's going on over in the challenge is the 2 of Pentacles. What responsibilities are playing out on Divine Masculine right now that they're juggling? Is it, you know, work and home? Is it life and love? Is it divine, the devil and the angel? Is it, you know, like, this is somebody who's really wrestling with choices, because look, we've got it in the challenge and we've got it in the soul space. They're wrestling with options and they're wrestling with choices. They're going choice A, choice B. What do I do? I'm in a juggle. Maybe I'll try and do it all. Maybe I'll try and just make it all work, and I'll drink the poison as well as wear the jewels. It's like going. I'm not quite sure where to put my energy, where to focus my energy. But look at this. Advice from Spirit is like we've got 12 cups and 12 cups. So divine masculine and divine feminine are definitely mirroring each other in that advice from Spirit, in going, they want to bring this energy into a level of comfort, like an old pair of comfy slippers. It's like, this is like, learn your lesson and then you're going to get a reprieve. The reprieve energy is like being able to just settle into a free, constantly be worrying that you're making the wrong decision or doing the wrong thing. Now, in the outcome, we've got divine feminine learning something new, and divine masculine in a space of, it could be a space of worry, but I'm not necessarily picking that up. I'm going to say it's like a space of where the dream space is alive and well. Now, we've got a whole heap of Pisces energy playing out at the moment. Like Pisces is everywhere. There's so many things stationed in Pisces at the moment, which will, elevate that dream space energy, right? It will move that dream space energy into something that could be lucid dreaming, or, like when you wake up, you go, that was weird. I need to remember what I dreamt about. Could even be that there's a level of stress that's playing out in the dream space. So divine masculine is definitely in that, to me, I just see Pisces energy all over this, just going, you're living in the fantastical, but then in an way in the dream space, and Spirit's going, we'll start to learn the lessons of what I'm putting into that space. I'm going to keep bombarding your imagination space in order to teach you some kind of lesson so that you can figure out what these options are all about. We don't want you juggling forever. We want you to make a choice on the things that make you feel good, right? We want you to feel good in relationships. We want you to feel positive, and we want you to make good choices when it comes to your relationship. And does that cause you stress and worry at times? For sure. And at the moment, is it probably showing up in your dream space? I would suggest, yeah, it's probably, invading and even like when you daydream and stuff like that, when you just tap out of reality for a moment and you daydream, and it's like, it could be that you're this space, the daydreams are really lucid and alive and vivid. Did you grab this some from the bowl? Or are we just going to take them now? Did you grab some, or am I taking this? Yeah.
Because heaps deep, like those heaps.
Okay.
And like 12 cards all deep.
12 cards deep, it's good stuff. Okay. It actually is. You know what? It actually is. Look, as a level of energy pushing against divine masculine, we've got the Hangman, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the Temperance card. What I love about this sequence, right, is that the divine masculine is not racing around making dumb decisions, right? And, probably in the past, that might have been a thing. It might have been.
In the past. Still happens now, it still happens.
But maybe. We live in hope.
Sometimes it's a bit smarter now.
We live in hope. We live in hope that divine masculine is pausing and actually stopping to think about the consequences of decision, right?
Smarter.
So smarter. Yeah, moving smarter, because
but still the same. Still do that shit. Still the same.
Consequences of decision, right?
Smarter.
So smarter. Yeah, moving smarter, because
but still the same. Still do that shit. Still the same.
Still think first before you make a dumb decision.
Evolution.
All right, so Hangman is like, it's a deliberate pause though, right? It's saying I'm going to stop and I'm going to think about my actions. So Knight of Pentacles really does, he doesn't move quickly. He's going, I'm going to be deliberate, and this energy definitely represents the getting up and doing the daily grind as well. It's going, I'm going to make sure that I do what I have to do to, no, you don't. In fact, that's one of the first things, and we were talking about this before, is like the first time we went out, one of the first things was you said to me, I walk at this pace. You walk much faster than I do, but if you want to walk with me, I walk at this pace.
If you want to fucking smoke, keep going. I'm not chasing.
I'm walking at this pace. And that's been pretty much the how we've been behaved. It's like going, we need to, it's like we move slowly and carefully, but making better the decisions that you make. You don't want to be making rash decisions that upset the apple cart in your life. You want to be able to move forward in a way that goes, this is moving me to a better place, to a stronger place, to a more capable place. And I'm going to stop and think and move more slowly and deliberately toward. I'm going to stop and think and move more slowly and deliberately towards, because you've got options here, right? There's this figuring out what's good, what's bad, what's in between. And then here it's going, well, I'm going to take the time to make sure that that all is correct and good, because the likely outcome then is that you'll get a more balanced scenario out of that energy. The next layer of energy, again, I really like this. You're right. These are really good messages for Divine Masculine. Here, it's like there's an influence from the divine itself. It's going, it's a deep contemplation. Four of Cups can have so many different ramifications, so many meanings depending on what you're going. I'm looking across and going, how do I fill my cups? What are my options? What works? What doesn't? There's a bunch of different energies that come through on a Four of Cups that can be really, really challenging. But what you've got over the top of it, Divine Masculine, is the King of Pentacles. So it's really going is like, how do I be the best version of myself? How do I be the strongest, most protective, the one that can provide the most, the one that has ideals, that has drive, that moves forward in a really positive way? Because essentially, I want to evolve. I want to grow. I want everything that I want in life to come towards me, and I want to receive it in a positive way. All right. So Divine Math, let's have a quick look at some Divine Love Oracle over the top and see what we come up with. Do you want to draw some for? Who do you want to draw for?
Whoever you want me to draw.
But I don't want to be in the lead anymore. I don't want to be strong. Who do you want to draw for?
Whoever you
Okay. Do you want to draw the Divine Masculine? This is a really interesting energy, because this is kind of what we've been sort of talking about. And it's what I was alluding to here, is that Divine Feminine kind of went first in understanding the information about higher consciousness, about twin flame doctrine, about all of those kinds of things. So, and I get the feeling that you're going to rest on your laurels a little bit on knowing what you know. And because you've got to this kind of like plateau with it, there might be other things that you're interested in putting your energy into, another creative endeavor or another process that you might be interested in. Maybe you just want to write about what you know, this energy of being woke, like I don't allude this to being woke in the ideals of, like the woke community. This is about being awake to who you are and what your journey is all about. And when you get to a level, find another way to express it. So it could be that you want to learn a different form of meditation. You want to make art. You want to write a book. You might feel creatively pushed to go, I want to rest on what I know for a little bit, because I am awake to who I am and what this journey's all about. What did you get for Divine Masculine? This one? Which one? Oh, here. Yeah, sorry. Do you know what's really interesting about this? Is universally there's a big flood of energy that's sort of upon the planet that is about opening heart chakra energy. So it is green and pink energy, and it's alive and well. And it's interesting to see that Divine Masculine has got this. See, look, we've got here Divine Feminine, and she's kind of in those. It's not quite pink; it's kind of red and green, but like. I'm feeling like Divine Feminine has already had these major awakenings, and the level of awakening that sort of would be playing out would not feel as significant. But anyway, Divine Masculine, we're seeing more and more of you sort of connect with us too, like particularly when we were at the festival, a couple of weeks ago, and we're offering readings and healings and higher consciousness sort of sessions. I'm seeing more and more of Divine Masculines waking up to the idea that something is going on for them, right? They're understanding that there's some level of spiritual awakening, and the feeling of they're sitting outside their body, right, was really, really, it was huge. Hey, like just having these these ideals. It was huge, right? Yeah. And anyway, like, so we're definitely seeing that energy come through, particularly in you know, the work that we're doing is that we more, but we want to keep this energy really clear that masculine and feminine energy sit as very specific ideals. And when men are moving into this heart opening space, it doesn't mean that they're becoming more feminine. What it is that balancing out of energy, right? And we saw this over here. So divine masculine is working really, really hard to understand what their place is in the world, as well as understanding their spiritual evolution. They're cool. They're cool. Yeah, it's definitely a thing, isn't it? All right, should we do one for the union as well? See, this is what I've been banging on about for the last little bit, is going that and this is kind of where I'm at with you, Divine Feminine, is doctrine is massive, right? Doctrine is massive, and Divine Feminine, we've been speaking this language together for a really long time. And it's like, you know, that a lot of connections, and mainly the voices that move forward are feminine. But what we're seeing across the connection now is that the language of the doctrine is awake for Divine Masculine as well as Divine Feminine, and the conversations are opening it more. And, you know, we have a joke about this, is going, you know, we're working together to bring this message forward, but who's the one who's like I can talk underwater? This is my language. I've been living it for so long. But for you, it's like learning the alphabet new, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. And there's a lot in the doctrine that goes, you know, like you move through a lesson, then you wake up to it and you go, what does it all mean? What is it all about? What is all that process about? And it's going, there's a whole nother language sort of playing out between flames that is connected to doctrine. So I'm going to say these ideals around knowledge are really hitting me at the moment, that we're understanding more and more about what the journey is about and how masculine and feminine, and it's the thing that moves the connections forward in their most healthy way. So look, that's probably sort of at the you know, the heart of everything that's going on right now is that the energies are moving towards both the feminine and the masculine. Look, with this heart opening, with the feminine being woke to the energy, like we understand it, we speak it as a language. It is our, you know, most feminine out here are speaking this as their you know, they understand the doctrine as easily as we understand the alphabet. Divine masculine is having those light code activations that are bringing them into knowledge. And what is at the heart of is you know, connecting these energies together is the mastery of the doctrine. So there's a lot going on in the way that the energy is elevating and moving, which at divine feminine feel a little bit, or having to pull back their energy as divine masculine grabs a hold of these understandings and starts to move forward. So as much as I sometimes just want to like tip all that knowledge out and go, understand this, you know, like divine masculine will get there in their own time and in their own way, in order to be able to hold these connections together. And it, like the crux is that is knowledge is growing at different paces all the time for both in the connection. Righto, so that's probably the crux of our reading. Look, you know, does anybody want a quick reading? I can just see there's just a couple of people there. But do you guys want a reading while we're online, or we're just stopping by to say hi? So good to have you back too. It's been a while. It's been a while since you joined into a reading.
Thanks for
Shelley. Hi, Shelley. Hello, Shelley.
Sure, reading.
Oh, you have a reading? We can do that while we're here, Dylan. Let's have a look. Did you have a specific question, Dylan?
We're not allowed, but I'm not sure. Have a drink for us.
Did you have a question, or do you just want to have a look at some general stuff? Let's have a look. How about we just draw some?
Let's just draw some.
All right, let's have a look. Oh, Shelley, some happy cards selling.
Was it? I told my through a message.
Ooh, righto. Righto. Let's have a look at this. We've got you there taking a chance. This is actually really positive, darling. Look, I'm getting the feeling at the moment that you probably like you've got the Ace of Swords in the challenge. Okay, yeah, look, that's what I say. You probably didn't get a lot of clarity out of it, and you probably are getting more questions than answers. But look, this push has been put upon you probably because it feels like a big nostalgia energy. Like we're sitting in this place at the moment because Saturn and Pisces are dancing, and we've got a lot of Pisces energy that you get into a bit of a dream space, or you get into a space that goes reality doesn't matter as much. So it's like going. And we saw that with the divine feminine reading. The universe was trying to put like a defense against divine feminine, like moving forward in a fantastical way. But if that nostalgic energy has pushed you into action, what I'm going to suggest it's probably going to bring around more questions and answers. I'm probably not going to have the reply. But what's positive here is that like it still feels good, right? It still feels good to express it. No, it still feels good to say, I have this love in my heart, in my soul, and it doesn't matter the reality of the situation. I'm happy to sit in the fantastical. I'm happy to sit in the joy of feeling love and expressing it. And at the moment, that can be enough. Now, what we've got in the soul space is an energy of justice. Yeah, it's like an energy of justice going, I don't have pent-up energy. It's going, I've been able to sort of release a pressure valve somehow in just being able to send a message and make the expression and let them know that this is what I've got going on. This is what I hold for you. This is how it plays out for me. So on some level, your soul has had a cry, like it's cried out to you. It says, I want to express something. I want to feel something in a certain way. And it's going on that level. There's a feeling of justice. Spirit saying it's wonderful that you take a chance. It's wonderful that you're so really positive. Is going that this brings hope to the situation or puts a spotlight on it. So that's a really it's actually a really positive thing that you've done in a couple of different ways. But what I would suggest to you is that it's probably going to feel a level of confusion for a little bit. I don't think it's going to bring the clarity that you want at this time, but it's definitely been a positive catalyst in the way that you're moving forward to just get that energy off your chest and be able to go, this is what I want. I'm bold enough to take a move against it. And Spirit says, I see you in the spotlight. I want you to feel a level of hope, and I want your soul to know that there's a level of justice in the air, but it's probably not going to bring the clarity that you want at this time.
So what it's saying.
Yeah. Be concise. And what you're going to pick up is that it will probably feel like fantasy and reality are arm wrestling, going, why do I feel really good when I'm not necessarily getting the reality that I want? It's going because you've been able to sit truly in a frequency that has taken the pressure cooker off. You've gone, I've been true to myself. I've said what I've needed to say. And then now get yourself out of chaser energy as quickly as you can, and sit in the justice of it. So, right, I said what I needed to say. I'll pull it back over to you. But like as quickly as you can, pull yourself back to neutral and go, right, that feels just. It feels right. It feels good. And I have no expectation on the outcome. I've just been able to express myself and feel like I'm being true to the energy of nostalgia that's being, again, I wouldn't try having plenty of time up in your imagination or plenty of time up in your headspace, being able to dream about when things were good or fantasize about what things will be in the future. Now, enjoy that moment up in the fantasy space, but know that the principle is also coming in. Saturn's also coming in to say, this is reality, baby girl. And at the moment, not all the answers are here, but it's still been a positive thing that you took a leap of faith. Righto. I hope that was a little bit helpful for you, Shelley. And we might wrap it up there and call this one done.
Dances.
Dunskies. So, in faith, hope, and love, I'm going to say it's bye from me.
Bye-bye.
And Ricky's checking out too. See you later. Awesome. Now I've got to go to work.